M0FXB, welcome to my channel, and if you like and find the videos helpful, please subscribe to my channels and hit the like button for notifications. 7-3, all the best. M0FXB, right, so we're playing phone fixing today. So here is a Samsung Galaxy 8 Plus. If you can see, look, the back is all smashed. The front, although it does work, the touchscreen isn't working. So it needs replacing. So to buy a touchscreen is £120. To change it is quite a lot of work. So I find that the best way is just to buy. I bought this screen. This screen was only actually £30 because it's got some cracks in it, but it's fully working. But you can buy them for about £45 with no cracks. And so I find it's better to buy the whole screen with the everything that's needed in the screen. So almost like the aluminium cage as well, which looks, an aluminium cage looks like this. Yeah. So buy it with the screen already fitted, because once you remove a screen, it's broken. As soon as you try and remove a screen, it will break. It's virtually impossible, if you ask me, to remove a screen and not break it. So this one basically works. Only costs £30. So I'm going to take apart the broken phone. I'm going to put a new back on it, which is here, brand new back, with a fingerprint thing here. I'm going to put the screen I've bought on it as well. So to get the back off first, we're going to heat it all around the outside with like a little mini heat gun, and carefully pry it off. It doesn't matter if you break it, because it's going in the bin anyway. You have to be quite patient. And you even might need a Stanley knife to get in the gap at first, to sort of begin the lift, and then you gradually put pieces in all the way around, cards and things, a few cards, until eventually you lift it off. Then you unclip the fingerprint, which unclips easily, and that's it. Then you're ready to then take out the motherboard, the charging port, all the little bits you need to then change the screen. And you have to take the screen off, you have to take the back off. Yeah. And so that's what we're doing now, and we're playing a bit of radio. We've got the FT3D in the background. It's a bit glary with the laptop. And we've got both on UV9 as well. So let's plod on. So you get the Stanley knife, it's already been heated up. You get the Stanley knife in there just enough to lift it, and then you try and put something in there that's thin, preferably plastic, I think, like so. And then you can start working your way around with try not to scrape the case. As you go around, poke a few more things in there. It just takes time. You just gradually plod through. Don't forget the case was already very broken anyway, and that's the way you do that all the way around. And you're sort of keeping it hot as well, keeping it not hot but warm to loosen the glue. And then why do I touch it? If it gets too hot to touch, then I stop. That's how we do it. You can actually see the glue softening. Okay, so the back's off, like so. And then what we're going to do is take these 15 screws off, these silver ones. So we want to unclip the battery before we cause any damage. Right, we've got the screws out, and now what we'll do, we'll start to unclip this. Should just clip up. Like so, it just lifts off. Just make sure you got all your screws off, and it'll just unclip. There you go. This bit I think is the antenna apparently. And then the middle bits come off. And then see this here? Let's get that battery unplugged. Once the battery's off, you're not going to cause any damage. And again, the back end just unclips off. It's quite good the way it just clips off like that. So yeah, that's your charging port and all that. Once you've got that off, there's 5 black screws here to make this come off. There's a clip here, you unclip it under there. There's a clip here, you can take off these 2 cameras, they just literally they come off really easy. Just clip that up and they literally just lift out like that. So that's your vibrator. That just literally I don't want to be careful, but you're separating it. You just got to be careful of this antenna here. You can just clip that up. You want something, get something thin under there to clip it up. This is the screen here. That's the one, but when the new screen goes in, it'll go through the housing, that clip. So it will just sort of lift out. I don't think we need to actually disconnect this broken screen from the actual case. We just want the motherboard really. Yeah, so we've unclipped that. We've got a clip here, batteries off, cameras are out. And then see here, we just sort of clip this up. We'll just get right under it and try and keep things level. And then it's a bit hard to do one-handed. Because, yeah, we'll just pause the camera. And just sort of lift it up like that. And then as these lifts, you can just sort of take out. We need to get the battery off as well, because we're going to need that. So you unclip there. Just make sure you take out the SD card holder. Yeah, I need to get that out because that'll hold the motherboard in. So once you've got that out, you should be able to just lift it up like so, and it will just slide out. Just double check, you know, don't yank it. Make sure you haven't forgotten anything that's connected. But that's the top half of the motherboard out. And then it's the bottom half might be a bit stuck down here on the sides where the buttons are. It's just don't forget the 5 screws. There's 5 screws, the black ones, you know, and then carefully lift that out. So the charging port, I've lifted it off. You know, the sticky bits are here. Just be really careful on this side where this corner that you unstick this carefully, and I've had to use a long sort of Stanley knife to get under it, but you've got to be careful not to cut it. So that's the charging port side out now. I think we've got everything we need. The battery. I think we have a vibrator. So I found to get the battery out, sort of, you just pry it carefully. You don't put any real force on it. You just move it a bit and just gradually until it starts to move, and eventually it goes. I can't heat the other side of it because I've got the screen on there, so I'm just going to be careful. Right, we're carefully prying, just really carefully. We've now got the battery out, so we've pretty much got all the bits we need to put it back together. So this is the black one, is the replacement one. So we're still going to need this piece here. See this sort of gold piece? We need that. But that comes off quite. You just take this little orange bit off and it just lifts out, and then we just plonk it here. We've got the buttons we need. That's your buttons. And yeah, I think that's. I can't see anything else that we need. We've got the This is like I think it's the near face sensor. And maybe the microphone. Okay, we got that plate in there. So we'll start to put back the motherboard and the base, and see the way it clips there, clips underneath. See Nico in the background, so clips under there basically. You need to remember to keep this blue wire up. So look, we got these two antennas, this connector, we've got to put the cameras back in and the vibrator back in. And then we get the cameras back in here on the left. They just clip on. Get the battery back on like so. Clip it on, and then once that goes on, then we'll start to lay on all that kind of stuff. It just clips into place. So we've got the motherboard on, clipped everything back on. Now we're going to start putting the 5 black screws in here. And the cover's on, and then the 15 screws. Okay, the back's on. And we've just tried to boot it, and we have something working. It seems okay. Literally just come on. And then we can try settings, connections, Wi-Fi, turn that on. Yeah, it all seems to be working. So the next thing is, now that we have the front on, we've still got our radios here and cups of tea, is just the easy bit, which is going to be get the back on like that, which just literally just pushes on. It's got some stickiness left, and then so there'll be the whole phone. The fingerprint sensor will have to clip. The fingerprint sensor clips here. That'll be, I'll put it together, show you it again, and then, but it looks like it's working fine. Oh yeah, got to finish off putting in the 15 chrome screws. We'll do that as well. So there you go, it's all done, it's all made, and it's working fine.
Okay, so if that ever happens again, you're looking around and you're like, huh? Think, they must
7-3, all the best.